was practice today?
Good, very spirited. Got a lot of good work in. Um, like I said, we hit all the loads that we wanted to hit and exceeded those. So, guys are really flying around. They're attacking the field. Very pleased with that part of it. We got to continue to work that way. But in fact, 2 really good days.
Is there any different feeling it being the start of ACC play from a clean slate perspective or anything like that?
Well, we've talked about that this week. We finally get into conference play. We're excited about that. Obviously, not only do you get into conference play, but you got to go on the road to do it. So it's going to be a great test for us. Obviously, NC State is a very talented team, but our guys are working extremely hard right now. Like the plans that we have installed. Now we just got to go out and execute.
First true road game of the year. Is there anything different to prepare the team for that environment?
Yeah, we've been cranking up the music, making it loud, making it hard to communicate, doing the things that you got to do when you're going to go play in front of a hostile environment. So, when you think about game 1, even though it was a neutral site, it's still a really loud environment. So, we've played in that already. I think we'll be fine, but obviously this week we're cranking up the volume to get ready.
Did any particular position groups stand out to you today in practice?
Really, as you looked at it, I thought all of those guys practiced extremely hard. We had several guys or several groups in there that were exceeded 100% or more of what we wanted to get from a load standpoint. So to pick out one particular group would be tough to do, but I thought both sides of the ball worked extremely hard.
Did you get any encouraging news on the offensive line?
I think we're trending in the right way. Guys are doing some good things this week, but, we still got to see where that's going to take us towards the end of the week. I like the way we're trending, but no new availability as far as info to say definite this guy. Right now we're watching, we're observing, and we're kind of seeing where it all falls.
Do you expect any other freshmen or redshirt freshmen who might need to step up and play more like a Gavin Crawford or Lucas Austin?
Yeah, some of those guys have already had to step up and play. So, they're preparing to do that. I think several of our freshmen are preparing to do that just because you just never know what's going to happen. And when you look at the depth and everything that we have, guys have got to be ready to play. So we're preparing ourselves that way every day. They're preparing themselves that way every day, whether that's in the meetings, whether that's on the practice field. We got to continue to do that.
How was the operation moving back down to the field to call plays? How did everything go last week?
It went pretty well. Obviously it's different. You feel all the juice of what's going on. You got to control some of that. I got to control my emotions at times during it because, you get mad, you make a knee-jerk decision, say, heck, I'm just going to do this. So you got to be smart about that. You got to see in a different way. But the guys in the box, the guys on the field, having the iPads, all of that helps. And so it's finding the time to get all that in, when you're trying to make decisions in the course of the game, as well as paying attention to what the flow is.
You got any more clarity on guys who may decide to opt out or shut it down for the season?
It's an ever-changing, flowing situation right now. I think we're in a good spot. I think those guys our team is pretty bought into where we're at, and so we'll continue to have conversations when they come up. But we're trying to educate. We're trying to do the right things, and every decision we make is about the team and the team moving forward.
I know it sounds like there's a lot of moving parts with players, and they have a lot on their mind. As a coach, do you have to tell them, hey, I need a decision by a certain point? I have to know what team I'm going to put on the field on Saturday.
I'm not going to put any pressure like that on any of our student athletes. My encouraging and our coaching staff, we want every one of those guys out there on the field with us. So we're trying to hold our team tight and continue to grow as a football team and as a unit.
Caleb Brown wasn't available versus Crawford. This week.
Again, still waiting to kind of see what it was going to look like. We'll see how it plays itself out.
In that same vein, DeJonka wasn't seen and Burgos wasn't seen after the half. Any update on either of those guys?
Yeah, we're kind of in the same boat.
You were asked yesterday about offensive identity, and it seems like the players are buying in. What have you seen in the buy-ins from the offensive identity and establishing what this team needs to look like on that side of the ball?
Well, I think more than anything, it's finding the balance. We got to establish the line of scrimmage. You want to get the run game going, but you've got to make sure that you are whether we're moving the pocket, whether we're standing in the pocket, we're taking our shots down the field. Our philosophy is always going to be we're going to spread them as far as we can spread them, and we're going to stretch the field as far as we can stretch it. And we got to be able to pick and poke on different parts of the field to be able to move chains, stay ahead of the chains, stay out of third and longs, and when you get down the red zone, you got to convert.
Do you know how this availability thing is going to work tomorrow, the report that comes out?
Yeah, and I think you used the right word right there. It's availability. It's not really injury, right? So, it'll be a flowing type situation. So you'll get an availability report tomorrow. I think we turn another one in on Friday, turn another one in a couple hours before the game. So that thing will continue to adjust and move as situations change.
You do that after practice tomorrow? How does that work?
I think it comes out at 8 o'clock tomorrow night, I think.
So you have to sit down and just like list people who
Yeah.
want to practice, basically?
Yeah, kind of basically very much like the NFL. I mean, it'll be questionable, probable, out. I don't know what all the different functions of it are, but yes, that's what it will look like.
But from a coach perspective, it's good not to list the specific injuries or anything like that. It's just designating the status, correct?
It's all it is status at this point, right? Not the injury itself.
What have you seen from guys like Christian Williams and Thomas Williams at Poland, how they've progressed through the first couple of weeks?
Yeah, been really pleased with the way they have continued to improve, right? They've been, they're steady students in the film room. They're up here all the time trying to get more work, trying to get more film time. And then when they get out on the field, those guys are really locked in. And, that's what we got to have. And they're improving each and every day.
One or two more.
Aiden Green, have you liked his development as a leader?
He's really been phenomenal. He really has. And he's really taken that role since I've been here. I don't know what he did prior to, but I can tell you since I've been here, he's a guy that does a great job from a leadership standpoint, talks when he needs to, actions on the fields, go make plays, been selfish in some areas like that. So I've been really, really pleased with what he's done.
Kyle Altuner is such a young guy at center. He's played a couple games now. What kind of growth have you seen from him, maybe as a leader too?
Yeah, the center has so much control of what's going on up front and making sure that we're getting things targeted right and ID'd right. He's done a phenomenal job with that. Carries himself more like a veteran guy than he does a redshirt freshman. And so even when you talk to him, you see the maturity that's in him. He's just steadily improved each and every week. I think the speed of the game he's caught up with. Obviously, he's going to continue to get better because he's so young. But he's a mainstay for us at center. We got to have him.